Hi, this is Dr.THK.AICCcloudIntro, working as Associate Professor at the Department of AML, Annamata University, Rajampet. Now I am going to discuss about a topic in AI for cloud computing. So in this AI for cloud computing, when you come to introduction, a cloud computing is in a model which is going to be used for many different kinds of resources and services. Especially, cloud computing is delivering for on-demand services. Whenever you can access any kind of the service that is getting from the shared pool. Shared pool in the sense there is a centralized server maintaining and responsible to deliver all the services to the customer. And cloud is also responsible for delivering of the some computing services such as they are getting from use servers, storage, database, networks, and other softwares also provided. Especially, it is made available all the resources for whenever there is a user is required for any service, it is going to be provided for you. This is a model. So overall, cloud computing is a model for responsible for delivering of the resources made available for the service user. Whenever the provider provides, the user can able to receive the services through these models. And also the cloud computing, especially maintaining a platform in the form of some of the essential characteristics should be provided by the cloud computing. That is, it can able to show some kind of the performance related characteristics when you want to receive the services. So there are five kinds of the essential characteristics are listed here. You can observe that. One is called on-demand self-service, broad network access, resource pooling, rapid elasticity, and measured services. So when you can come for the first one, these characteristics are concentrating on how the provider can provide the services and how the user can or consumer can receive the services. So when you can come to the on-demand self-service, so in this cloud computing, everything is ready made available for the service user, and the user cannot require additionally to make any kind of the special request for the connection. Whenever there is a need of a resource, he may send a request to the provider and he get the service and he can utilize the service. And he is not required any additional kinds of the infrastructure or environment to receive the services that should be provided. Each and everything can be provided by the provider, and only minimum infrastructure can be available with the service user. Then you can access the services. This is a because on demand will call and it will be self service provision. Second one, broad network access. This broad network access concentrate on the services can be made open for any client and anywhere you can access the services. So nothing but where you can access your services through your laptop, your mobile phone, or your other and or any other kinds of the devices. You can access the cloud computing services without any disturbance. So the network is provided for any kind of thing and any kind of services for anywhere you can access the services from there is a provision should be made available, not restricted to any network or any device. So that is a case required for broad network access to be provided this kind. Next, another one, resource pooling. See, that is a case where all the resources provided from by the service provider is made available in the centralized, and that will be going to be made available for the user who are requested for any service, getting from the service from the pool of the resources available. See, for example, if you want to access any a kind of the 1 TB hard disk space, that cannot be provided for you as in a separate 1 TB hard disk, that is getting from a huge storage space is available at the center, or it is called a service provider. So for example, the service provider made available, for example, 1 petabyte of storage space in which it is dividing into the what is the required for the service user. That will be this kind of the provision should be made available for the each and every user. That should be called as a resource pooling. In the sense, provide the resources at the central and they may be allowed to access everyone in that service pooling. That is a resource pooling. And rapid elasticity. See, the services which you are taken from the cloud computing, there may be going to be an no charges for any additional charges for the provision should be made available. Additional charges are not provided for in a case of the upcoming services or increasing your services. So there may be a service provider, an organization required to increase their services. You can increase and made available for the services. There may be no additional charges are provided for their an upstreaming of their resources. Whenever they require, they can go for adding the additional services to your existing services. There is a same case or same cost can be continued. This is a rapid elasticity characteristic. And next one, measured service. The what is the services or what are the services provided by the service provider? They should be on payment basis only. That is a pay and use services only. They are not able to get the service. They are not able to charge. So it is a metered service. For example, if you want to use the 1 TB of service, for example, 1 week, it is maybe cost of the 200 rupees. That is continued for you only for 1 week. So next, it won't charge later onwards. You are withdrawing the services. So what you are using, it will be charged for only used services only, not for additionally. So this is a kind of the service you can call measured service. It is called extensionally as metered services. So whenever cloud computing can provide a services, there must be show or exhibit these characteristics. Then you can able to use the any kind of the services from the service provider, and the consumer can made available without any disturbance. So this is a cases called as required to provide resources by through these essential characteristics. If it is unable to show, for example, an on-demand services, the cloud computing is not correct or not useful for the service user, because whenever there is a demand, you made a request automatically and get the service, and required not required, you can close the connections or close your resources utilization. So based on the utilization and based on the demand only, you can provide services. And in wherever you can have, there is a provision of accessing the network and accessing the devices. There is a broad network access. All the resources made available at the centrally, and they are distributed to all the clients. See, an organization can have multiple number of a single organization can have multiple number of users, so every user can get these services. So at that time, the resources are made available public, that is called in the central. And whenever there is a services can be increased, there is going to be upcoming other services, you are not charged, there is going to be happen for rapid elasticity provided. And any service without charge is not provided, it should be pay per services. There is a billed or metered services. So this is a case where you can call a kind of the services are to be utilized by this particular kind of the essential characteristics. And when you can come to the cloud computing, there are two things are important. Service delivery models, another one is service deployment models. So these are the two categories are important for any services utilization by the client and provided by the service provider. So these are the three major service models are available in the cloud computing. One is called as software as a service, you can call in acronym SAS. Second, platform as a service, PaaS, in acronym called PaaS. And the third one, infrastructure as a service, that is called IaaS. So when you can go for software as a service, it is a basic service. Whenever the service provider can provide an application software for you with configuration file, installation, and other required underlying infrastructure is made available with the service provider. So you need to only deploy your application with that software, and you run your services, and you can get back your results. So in this software as a service, user is not responsible for any underlying technologies, and also the service provider is only responsible to delivery of the software and made use to service user. So whenever there is a need of that application software, you can access it and you can deploy your applications, run it, and get it. So the all the other underlying resources are to be made available with the uh, service provider only. That is software as a service. This is the basic model. And for accessing any service in the service model, basic environment is required. That is called this platform or the software as a service can be defined as we require facility, hardware, and above hardware we can have to provide the core connectivity and abstraction. And above we will have an application programming interface API. So that you remember, whenever you can access the any kind of the service, that is a software as a service or platform as a service, minimum facility, and also we need to require to provide the a kind of the services, that is called additional services are to be accessible through your minimum infrastructure by the service user, that is required. So as a case, software service can able to run your applications and all your related things are to be run with the help of the software provided by the service provider. All underlying technologies or underlying infrastructure readily available with the service provider. That is called software as a service. And the second model, service model, indicating platform as a service. So it is called as when you want to run the help of an application platform and delivery of the platform is available, and you need to run your application through that platform only. So that is you need to run with a special kind of the platform provided by the service provider, which is not available with you. Then you can take that platform and run it. For example, if you need an application platform Macintosh, I want to run applications. You take this platform as a service and you can run applications. Same when you asking for platform as a service, so required other infrastructure and other services are required. Some of the softwares also provided by the service provider. So when this platform is running for an application that is deployed by the service provider, at your end you made available that platform and you can use continuously that platform. So whenever the work is completed, this platform as a service should not be continued for your services. That is, you are already completed applications run by the platform and the delivery of the services are completed and you can go for other things. So this is called as the services which are available for you, made available for you, and then a platform is given for you and all the applications are run with the help of that platform. So this is also same case when you can consider specialty required, hardware required, core connectivity, abstraction, API. Above that, we will have an integration and providing environment is other thing is required. Integration and environment connection is required. And the third model is called infrastructure as a service. So when you can go for an infrastructure as a service, so this is asking for you the infrastructure in the sense you need to ask for the storage, and also you are asking for the the computing, that is called processor, etc. And also you are asking for your additionally bandwidth or other required things. So when you are asked for infrastructure, indirectly you are asked for all the above two also indirectly. So these infrastructure and other facilities and all the required things are provided by the service provider. So when you are asking, for example, you are asking for an advanced processor, i5 processor, and you can use that i5 processor and run your applications. So you are asking for an infrastructure. All the underlying services, and for example, when you are taking to run an application with advanced processor, then I require a separate application platform it will deploy, and I want to run in a specialized application software. The application software also to be provided. Indirectly, the asking for IaaS, you are asking for PaaS, platform service, and also software as service. You are taken for conditionally some softwares. So that is it is also required. All the cases like facility required and also hardware required and the core connectivity abstraction and API is required, and above that we required for the a kind of the integration of the services. Above that we required data and metadata, and above that the metadata and metadata we need to provide for an API. Then you can go for presentation is the top we can accessing for infrastructure model. So that is a presenting your application through these below all the what I listed. So for example, when I asking for any infrastructure as a service, I can rendering or I can asking for indirectly both of these platform as a service and also as well as software as a service. So this is a kind of provision made available for infrastructure as a service as in a service model. So these three are the three popular service models available in the cloud computing. Okay.